either take a seat or stand up. We'll get started. Mr. Willridge, will you open us with a prayer, please? Thank you. Chuck, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you. At this time, I think we're going to have an amendment to the agenda.
So I would like to amend the agenda to add a section for Mrs. Natalie Russell with the Down Syndrome Association to come before the council. She is requesting closing Main Street on July 11th for an event that she will explain to us, and asking that the alcohol ban be lifted during that time.
Okay, Natalie, you can come.
We need to,
I'm sorry.
so I so move that we add that to the agenda. We need a second.
I'll second.
Second.
I'm sorry.
Roll call.
Tessa, would you do a roll call vote, please? Thank you.
Under Community and Economic Development.
We're moving community and economic development forward, yeah. Yes.
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 So so we would do that and proceed with that.
Natalie, you can approach the podium. Thank you for coming today.
We're gonna let you press the little button. No.
We have technical difficulties.
It's our antiquated system.
Hello? Oh, there it is. As most of you know, I'm Natalie Russell. My husband and I are partnering with the Down Syndrome Association of Acadiana to put on a bike show as a fundraiser for their community. We are looking at tentatively shutting down Main Street, with your permission, on July 11th, and we're hoping to possibly waive the alcohol fee, well, not the alcohol ordinance, for a few hours in that day. It's pretty much just going to be a cut and dry bike show. We went and met with the board of directors for the Down Syndrome Association, and they told us that they love bikes, they love wrestling, and they love to dance. So we thought, okay, we'll give it all to them. So we're going to do a bike show, a wrestling exhibition, and then we'll do an after party at Zeus, kind of let them have a full day. So y'all let me know what I need to do or any information that y'all need, and I'll make sure I get that to you. Sound
That
good?
sounds good. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Need to make a motion?
So,
We have a motion to send this forward to next week's council. Second by Mr. Willridge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
right, thank you. So can I,
Yes, we're going to go ahead with the Community and Economic Development Report.
very much. So from the City of Crowley, Tourism Director, Carnival de Acadie will be held downtown on Tuesday, February 17th. The day will begin at 9 a.m. with praise and worship music. The parade will be held at 10 a.m. with musical entertainment from 12:30 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. So we're looking at good weather on Tuesday. Come out and join us for Mardi Gras Day. Crowley Main Street is in the final weeks of the Love Local in Downtown Crowley letter campaign. The community has really shown the downtown businesses and employees a lot of love. Main Street staff and volunteers are gearing up for a Taste of Crowley to be held on Thursday, March 26th. This year's new location, the International Rice Festival Building, will provide space for more restaurants and seating for guests. Main Street staff attended the Louisiana Main Street Winter Meeting in Kenner on February 5th and 6th. They will also be volunteering at Carnival d'Acadie on February 17th. The February marketing class focusing on online presence will be held on Thursday, February 26th from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. The Acadia Parish Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, February 19th at 11 a.m. grand opening at the new location of Threads, a ladies' clothing boutique that has recently moved downtown. From the Crowley Garden Club, they assisted residents of Southwind with creating floral arrangements and staging their own flower show there today. Members will be working to prepare the city for the Cleanest City competition in the spring. From West Crowley Beautification Committee, Dr. Ezora Proctor notes that members of the West Crowley Beautification Committee continue working hard on the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Park to keep it trash-free, with special emphasis on its surroundings on West Hutchison Avenue. The National Association of University Women Incorporated Crowley Branch had its Martin Luther King Jr. Youth Festival at the First Church of God in Christ with an outstanding crowd present. On February 19th at 6:30 p.m., NAUW will partner with the City of Crowley in celebrating Black History Month at the Crowley Rice Theater. Everyone is invited to attend and enjoy this celebration. I know Dr. Proctor mentioned earlier today that some participants from the Boys and Girls Clubs will also be doing some things for that. Bishops James Proctor and Dr. Ezora Proctor are upgrading the Dr. Martin L. King Jr. Park. They're requesting monetary donations to assist with this project. They're asking that checks be written payable to the Crowley Recreation Department and give that to Bishop Proctor. They are thanking you for your kindness. The City of Crowley Historic Commission has no report for this month. And on to Crowley Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. In alignment with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority's 5-point programmatic thrust, the Crowley Alumni Chapter is proud to dedicate the month of February to 2 core areas of impact. Educational development. They remain committed to empowering youth and adults through learning, literacy, and academic enrichment. The February initiatives will uplift students, support families, and strengthen lifelong learning across the community. Physical and mental health. These ladies continue to champion holistic wellness by promoting healthy habits, mental well-being, and access to resources that support a balanced lifestyle. Their programs this month will encourage movement, mindfulness, and proactive health awareness. Together, these focus areas reflect the chapter's dedication to service, empowerment, and community uplift. So on Saturday, February 14th, they are holding Get Empowered Red, Women's Heart Health Walk and Educational Forum. The walk will begin at 9 a.m. at Crowley City Hall. Educational Forum is at 10 a.m. and that will be held at the Empowering the Community for Excellence Tutoring Center located at 304 West Hutchison Avenue. On Sunday, February 15th, for middle school and high school young ladies, we listen and don't judge. Love the beautiful you. That's at 2 p.m. and it's at the Glow House, 111 North Adams in Rain. And the other thing that we've talked about is the 48th Grand Cotillion, and that's going to be on Saturday, April 25th at the Rice Festival Building. So lots of things going on. Any questions? Is there anything else that we need to discuss involving community and economic development? With that, the committee will recess. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. We really appreciate all that information. There's so much going on. Next, we'll go to Public Works Committee agenda. Jeff Doré, chairperson.
Thank you, Sandy.
I'll open Public Works Committee. Let the record show that a quorum is present. And the first report will be our Public Works Director, Albert John.
Good afternoon. As usual, I'll be very brief. I will throw in something that I haven't reported in the past, because all I have to tell you is we don't have anything major broken down. The mechanic completed 45 shop work orders in the last 3 weeks. Now, when we talk about work orders could be changing a bulb, fixing a flat, changing wiper blades, besides all the other stuff. We had one piece of equipment that had to go to the shop, which was picked up this morning, which was a welding machine. It's back in service. That's all I have on that end. I hate to mention mosquitoes, but I have a feeling that next meeting, we may start talking about them a little bit. This warm weather, people will see some. They'll come out. They'll come out of diapause, and because it's going to be warm for so long, and you may see a few, but it's something we're not going to be concerned with right now. Any questions?
Step.
We're starting to utilize the little park at the Martin Luther King Center. We're starting to utilize the park at the Martin Luther King Center.
I'm sorry.
We're starting to utilize the park at the Martin Luther King Center. We need, if you can, those mosquitoes almost picked us up and carried us away the other day. If there's any way you can spray around there, we appreciate it.
We can make a pass this week.
Okay.
During the regular season, during the regular season, MLK Park
Right.
is sprayed every night. Just about every night, the truck goes out, we carry 2 different chemicals on the truck. And when summer comes, see, we can't just go out during the day now because of the school, proximity of the school. We cannot spray anything till after dark. So most of the time, it's when they're through with their route, whether it's zone 2 to the north or zone 1 in the south, they always make a pass in the back, get as close as we can to the grass. If it's dry, if not, they stay on the concrete where the old basketball goals were. But we can make a pass. You have something going on this weekend?
Well, no, it's not during the weekend. This is, we're starting to practice with the girls and guys on Tuesdays. So we're teaching them the fundamentals of softball and baseball and football, whatever they want to learn, volleyball, kickball. So,
If you're starting on Tuesday, we can see about making a pass on Monday night.
that sounds
Because we
perfect.
cannot spray during the day,
Okay,
and we cannot spray kids.
gotcha.
We can spray the night before.
I appreciate
We'll knock
that.
down whatever's there.
Thank
Be
you.
glad to do that.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions?
We don't have any other questions for Albert. We thank him, and we'll move on.
Thank you.
Next is City Engineer, Mr. Tim Mater.
Thanks, Jeff. I have no action items. You have my report with updates on several of the initiatives that are still active around the city. So any questions, you can ask me now or anytime between now and the meeting or at the next meeting.
No questions? Okay, with that, then we'll move on to Street Commissioner, Mr. Wesley Jacobs.
Hello, how y'all doing? Business as usual for the street department. I'll just mention a few projects we got going on. Last year I talked about West 8th Street. The drainage was really, really bad. We're about 90% free, 90% complete. We have a couple driveways to finish, but that whole cell has been finished. It's just about finished. We'll be complete shortly. In the past, I've talked about the drainage on Standard Mill Road going from Eastern to the parish line right past the scrapyard. That's where we're at right now. It's major. It's bad. Not so much that we have to pull up anything right now, but everything is clogged up with rocks in the drain. I did meet with Mr. Kenneth from the parish. They agreed, and they started this morning. They started digging from the canal, heading back west to that parish line. So we're gonna probably converge tomorrow. There's one driveway in particular on their side that they gotta pull up, and that water should get to the bayou from there. Other than that, everything else is running smooth. Any questions?
Katie?
Wesley, I want to thank you so much on West 14th and West 15th and over in that area where we know the road has been eroding from, I think, the trees y'all were talking about. It looks like y'all have done some patching. Thank you very much for that. I drove there the other day, and who knows how long it will last, but it's a world of difference. Thank you. And then the other question, and we've talked about that, and I know with a million things that y'all have to do, there's some street signs that are missing in places that people are asking about, so maybe we can chat about that later, if you don't mind.
Step?
Thank you.
1 second, Step. I'm glad you brought up 15th Street. We had to stop because of the rain. That cold mix is not going to stick. But I also wanted to back up and mention we did complete the project on Avenue I in between 8th and 9th. That water that was holding on the road, the contractor went in, put the drain in, so all that's left to do is fix the road. All right, Mr. Step.
This is a FYI question here. Who handles the streets as far as the deterioration of the streets? I've been getting a lot of phone calls, and mainly Northern Avenue. Man, is that you or Tim? Because basically this happened before you came aboard, so I don't know if I need to direct it to our engineer, because someone brought up something to me, and I remember it happening. Jeff, I think you was on council then. Didn't we, when we done the streets before the last one, didn't we pay extra money to have Northern in front of I guess from Parkinson all the way to Weston? Didn't we pay extra money to have them put what we call they went all the way down to the limestone?
You're gonna have to direct that to Tim.
Okay, well, I just want to try and get you,
We did something special there, but I can't tell you.
all right. Okay, Mr. Mayor, tell me what they done, because I had some people come down and they rode there and they say there's nowhere in the world the street should be like that. That street is like a roller coaster right now. So did we or did we not pay extra to have that thing, if I'm not mistaken, they say they were supposed to bring it down to the limestone and bring it back up because they couldn't do some things around there? So I'm asking, what?
Okay, yeah, we had an actual separate project. It wasn't that we
Okay.
paid extra. There was
Okay.
a time between the overlay projects that we actually reconstructed Northern Avenue from Parkinson, wherever it's curb and gutter, I think it goes to C. All of that was reconstructed, it was widened, and it was a total reconstruction, which is what you described.
Right.
We remove everything down to the sub-base, and we come back up with limestone and a final lift of asphalt.
Okay, well, what happened to it? I mean, I've seen the work done, and I've taken part in some of those projects, and it's smooth as can be. What you think is going on under there? Is it?
I'll have to go look. No one's approached me yet to tell me that there is a problem. I'll go look at it.
You mean nobody in that district informed you about Northern?
You're the only person that has mentioned to me that Northern has a problem.
Well, not only that, we got a lot of problems around the city, on 6th Street, right behind where it's now the Boys and Girls Club, Love of Christ Church. They started work, in fact, me and Wes talked about that. Was it Lawco that done the work? Okay, Lawco went over there, they had a busted main or something, and they cut the road as usual, and right now it's like a ditch. It's like a ditch. I mean, they put instead of putting, some type of solid, I don't know, asphalt into it, Wes, what is that they've been putting in it?
Mr. Mayor, they had a 6-inch water main that bust, on Sixth, in between Mansfield and Stagg.
I would say that, yeah.
It actually bubbled up the road, so the asphalt came up like a balloon. They came in and they fixed the water leak. They dug on the side into the road a little bit. They backfilled it with reclaim, but nobody ever went back to fix the road. I talked to Ben. I even referenced him with RF, because RF was in town doing some work. But that's what Mr. Byron talked to me a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes, sir.
And I talked to him again, but I think I'm out of my jurisdiction. Yes. And the spot that they had to dig was small, but that water main was so big, it actually, the road, it went all the way across the road as big as this farm right here. It just bubbled up. So it needs to be saw cut and replaced, but that's not a small repair. But again, that's back on them, and I don't have the authority to tell them what to do and when to do it. Gotcha.
So that, Marty, look like you got something else on your plate, buddy.
I don't want to pass it on you.
I heard the back end of the conversation.
You heard your name, huh?
If there's a quality of repair issue with the roadways and stuff like that, then that does come to me, because that's a condition of the permit.
Okay.
One thing about it, Marty's kind of like I am. We always working. It's like we zoom, 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 and he has his plate full, but we have talked about it
Right.
ourselves. But that's what it is. I don't. You were out sick, happy to see you back. But yeah, I'll let y'all finish. Y'all finish with me?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Thank you for what you do for the city of Crowley, man.
Okay, any more Sandy?
Yes, Wesley, I want to thank you for paying attention to I and 8th Street. And was that what you were saying, it was 80% complete there?
No, that was 8th Street.
8th Street, West, 8th Street. And,
The drain is complete. We just have to get a contractor to come back in and fix the road where they broke up the road.
okay,
I was actually about to call the wrong person till Mr. Perry told me I needed to call somebody.
yeah. Okay, so you don't have any more standing water there other than fix it? Okay, well, that's great.
I hadn't passed there the last 2 days because I'm on Stanton Mill, but I hadn't heard any complaints and I heard it's draining well.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you so much. One more thing. On Hutchinson, on Avenue H and Hutchinson, when you turn going east, and the 18-wheelers, there's a temporary fix right now. What are y'all going to do with that?
As nice as I can say this, I think everybody in this building is aware that I'm concerned about the 18-wheelers in town. And I've been trying to get them out of here, but I can't do anything if the police don't want to do it. So it's kind of out of my hands. I even have neighbors send me footage of 18-wheelers down their block, and I can't do anything about it.
That's really wrecking that median, and very badly, so we have to do something really soon. I don't know whose wheelhouse that is in, but it's not going to get better unless we reroute or disallow that traffic there.
All right, well, Mayor, I didn't bring this up. Since it's out there, what are we going to do about it? I mean, yesterday, I have an 18-wheeler coming off of Western. They're not supposed to be on Western. They got 18-wheelers coming down West Hutchinson. They're not supposed to be there. They're coming down E. They're not supposed to be there. There's clearly a sign at Oddfellows Road in Parkinson that says no trucks beyond this point, and nobody will write them a ticket. So,
Well, is that the state trooper because they're on a state high, coming from, say, 90 onto H? Or once they
Down
get onto
Parkinson.
H, is that the,
Down Parkinson, right there across from McDonald's.
You'll have
there's a sign.
18-wheelers that do roll through the city. Trash trucks, you'll have, people, they have stores and stuff inside the city in rural areas, or not rural area, but in neighborhoods, you'll have stores and stuff that these 18-wheelers deliver to. And they are allowed to, take the nearest road to go down, they can go down a city road. And if they are dropping off or loading up, so everyone you see may not be in violation just because it's passing down that street. It could be perfectly legal for them to do is to bring to this,
if we have video of the people causing this damage and the damage is continuing, it's gonna cost the city money to repair that, and it's gonna be one repair after the next if it doesn't have a solution. So something's got, I mean, that's part of the historic district. I would imagine that people are not happy about that, but we can't let it continue. And if the people that are damaging the property, they should be accountable to fix it or pay a fine for damaging city property.
yeah, I mean, if they're in violation, of course, you know, I mean, our guys work it all the time. They try to watch it as much as possible. They do make stops on them and stuff. A lot of times the other day they were moving some stuff and they rerouted the traffic, and sure enough, they were going down Hutchinson, you know. A lot of stuff like that, you know, but we have so many stores that pop up and, in residential neighborhoods, you know, they come here and y'all give them permission to open up a store in a residential neighborhood. Well, that opens the door for them ordering stuff where the 18-wheeler can drive to that residence. So you have to be careful.
So
when
in
you
other
do
words, they're not gonna go away because they're doing business in the city. So is it a possibility on that median to shorten the median to meet the turning radius?
Can I ask a question? A 18-wheeler carrying a load of pipes.
That's right.
Is there anywhere in a residential neighborhood that they need to unload? That's one question. All right. Second question, a 18-wheeler
Well,
that's going to the
They
mill.
might be going to Universal
they need to
Plumbing or
go
something. You
down
never
the
know,
residential.
you know. Each one is different. I'm not saying they're all not violating the law. Some could possibly be violating the law, but you also have a lot of business going on in the city where they do go down those little roads.
There's no excuse.
We do try to watch out, and if we do see them, we do stop them, you know, and find out. And some, you know, some are legit, some maybe not.
My question was a 18-wheeler with a flatbed that's carrying steel, iron pipe, 20, 40-foot pipe. Is there anywhere they need to go in a residential neighborhood? That was my first question. And my second question was, 18-wheeler carrying rice that's going to the mill, are they going to deliver it in a residential area? The answer to both of them are no. And there's clearly a sign on Parkinson at Oddfellows Road that says no through trucks.
So the truck route does come up to Sixth Street. It turns right
No,
on.
They can't get to Sixth Street if they can't turn right there.
Well, that depends if you're going down. So if you're going down.
If you're coming from the
If you're
interstate,
going to Kaplan and you come in off of 13, yes, your truck
when
route.
you get to
turn left.
Oddfellows, you're supposed to take a left.
If you're coming here to drop off to the mill, you continue down Parkinson.
No.
You turn. I can show you the sign right there that the state put up.
The sign said, it doesn't say let an 18-wheeler through, it says no trucks except local delivery. That's the
Where's
loophole.
the mill? The mill's in the city.
But it's on the truck route on the backside.
No, they show the truck route coming down 6 and then turning on there.
I can bring you right now to Parkinson at Oddfellows, and they got a sign that says no 18-wheelers except local delivery. And to be on the route,
Going down 13.
the closest off the truck route is on the backside of 90 to the mill.
You have to make deliveries in the city. You keep coming and you turn on 6.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Okay.
It has to be the closest point.
So
Have a
can I,
question, but.
We've had some discussions recently about perhaps finding a better truck route. I mean, to me, it seems like most of the 18-wheelers in the city are servicing the mills and the areas along the industrial properties along that loop, basically, that goes from Western to Hargrave along Front and Mill Street. And this is just kind of kicking things around, but, I mean, we talked about Avenue F being a point of entry to that loop. It's got a real gentle grade right there. South Parkerson from, South Parkerson from Second Street to Mill Street, and then Second Street on Western from Second Street to Mill Street. I mean, those are points of entry to that loop where most of those trucks go, that if you look at that, there's very little residential property there. Those are mostly commercial corridors. Seems like it would be the least intrusive means of those trucks accessing that particular route. And they can make that whole loop from, they could go all the way to Hargrave under the overpass and turn and make a loop all the way down Front to Second, or Front to Parkerson, take a left on Parkerson, and exit either on F or Western to Second right there. That's just very preliminary discussions, but I think that might be an option. And obviously that governs just the trucks that are going to the mills and the areas on that loop. As far as other trucks making deliveries, technically they have to take the truck route until they get to their point of delivery, and they can take the shortest route to their point of delivery. But I mean, they have to stay on the truck route till they get to that point. As far as enforcement, it's a difficult thing to enforce because you got to catch them in the act. I mean, the only thing you could do is put out some cars, just stationed at those entry points, and try to make an example of a few people. You could also notify the commercial businesses where to instruct their delivery people to go. Aside from that, it's a difficult thing to police.
Step?
Apparently, everybody throwing water on each other here. Why don't you do this? Why don't the chief, Marty, Wes, and whoever else ride around Crowley, see what businesses or where businesses at, and come up with a route that y'all feel is comfortable for everybody. Get back to this council, we turn it into ordinance, and we finish with it. And if anybody caught violating it, well, guess what? $5,000, $10,000 fine, whatever it may be.
Lord.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, this is what I do. Okay, this is what I do. When I go to a city or town, when we about to build houses, my job is to make doggone sure that everybody is in that circle. Okay, now that's the best thing you can do. Apparently, what's there now, not working. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if I am called, let's say, I don't want to call no business, but if there's a business on Avenue, Snag Avenue and Hudson, whatever, my job is to go bring that. I don't care about nothing else, because you know what they're gonna say? Give me the ticket, my company gonna handle it. Okay? So basically, you're the corporation. They got money for that. But the best way to do it, impound the vehicles. You know what I'm saying? You impound that vehicle, I'll guarantee you, they ain't coming back.
Okay, next we got Katie. You have a question?
So I think, actually, Mr. Landry answered my
But Chief, that's
question.
what I'm saying. Get with the businesses and come up with a route. You let them know, listen, when you come in the crowd, you take this street to that street to this street. If they caught anywhere else, guess what? Get your checkbook out.
They have to take the nearest point off of the truck route.
But you can reroute the truck route. Y'all have the power to do that, okay? But Wes, if it's not working, is what I'm saying, all right.
You can't stop them from doing what they're gonna do.
Exactly, state highway, correct, okay.
DOT has signs at Oddfellows that says no new trucks. So if you just enforce it right there, it ain't gonna make the problem.
Well, get with Deidre and tell her, hey, look, things need to change. Department of Transportation and Development, I call all the time. Okay, talk to her. Bill Oliver, let them know, hey, man, it's not working in Crowley. Go ahead. If they put the sign up, remember at one time, they was thinking about putting a red light to turn down
He's saying we're not enforcing it. It needs to be enforced where the sign
We
is.
only have so many officers.
I mean, we just gonna keep destroying the main street, our main street. I mean, we only have so many officers, but we write a lot of tickets.
The only thing you can do is just allow businesses to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you have no idea how many businesses they have in the city. I mean, you start limiting 18-wheelers to go to and from their place,
Well, there's a difference between a refrigerant truck that we know is bringing products to grocery stores, but I can tell you, and Jeff can tell you, because he sits at the bank, there's all-field trucks with pipe on the back of their truck driving down Avenue G, and there's not a rig drilling on Avenue G.
And that would be one that we'd pull over if we seen them, you know.
It's happening all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, if the guys see it, they stop them. I mean, nothing more I can say on that. If we come across it, we check them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they stop every single Coke truck that drives through here, probably not, you know, but if something does look unusual. Yeah, I mean, they got, you go sit right there on Parkinson right there in front of the, Family Dollar, and you'll see them coming. You'll see rice trucks going to the mill. They come right there, they turn on 6, they turn on F, and they go to the mill. Coming from the truck route.
So is that the correct route?
Yeah,
So they can
it
go
even got
all
a
the way
sign-
to
it
6?
even got a sign on the median right there, trucks turn down 6. When you leave here, you go to 6th Street on Parkinson, you'll see there's a sign that's saying the 18-wheelers turn on 6th Street.
All right, one more time.
It's part of the truck route that they could.
One more time, Step, and then we're finished.
What about going to each one of these vendors and ask them, what time do they deliver your whatever? Okay, get this, okay? That way you know there's an 18-wheeler coming in crowd at 11:45. You can have your officer right there for you. Follow what I'm saying? Find out from each one of the vendors, what time y'all
Y'all wanna give me a list of all the businesses in the city, so when I got time, I'll stop by each location that's in the city.
But it's more than usual, it's more than usual.
I know, but I mean, you ask
Okay. All right, I think we pretty much, we're gonna let the chief look into this and we're gonna move on, okay? And with that said, I think we're at the end and I will recess.
Thank you, Jeff. Next, we have utility committee.
You want to make sure all your marks are in line before you even dig.
Yeah, but I'm saying, suppose somebody does it without even calling up or letting you know, or Marty know, or Wes know, what is the protocol with that?
We try to educate them on the 811 locate system.
So you mean,
That if they damage our utility, with them, excavating without filing a ticket, that we would go to code enforcement. We hadn't had, we kind of work together because it's either us hitting the water or the water hitting us.
okay,
you
but
know.
once again, do clarity here. Marty, I guess you can answer this, Wes, y'all can team up on this. Let's say somebody decided to say, you know what, somebody say there's some buried treasure in the yard. They go get the excavator, whatever it may be, and
Private
dig.
or public?
Huh?
Private or public, because then you get into different.
Well, I mean, it's their backyard. Somebody
Okay.
told them they got a pot of gold. I'm just using it
Okay,
as
sorry.
this cliche.
Okay.
Okay, they go get one of these excavators or whatever it may be and dig up, okay? And all of a sudden, bam, they hit a water line, gas line or something. Okay, what is the, who has the jurisdiction over that? Is the city of Crowley or is it DTOD, or whatever, whichever one?
If the utility is hit on private property, it's going to be the property owner's responsibility for the repair. If they hit the gas line from the meter to the right-of-way, then I would believe that I can't answer for the gas, but I would think that there would be a penalty. If they hit the sewer line or the water in the right-of-way, it would be repaired. The city expense, we would get with code and go to get the
Jim, I
money
understand
back.
what you're saying, but maybe we're not touching bases together here.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's try again.
all right, let's try it again. All right, they get the excavator, whatever it may be, and
Okay.
dig that up, okay. Now, if they hit that water line, that means guess what? Probably a whole block or something is out of water. Okay, now you gotta do a borrow and all that other stuff, okay? How do the people that's affected with that get compensated? That's what I'm asking. So it just, next time, call us, even though you inconvenience, maybe 5 blocks of people, 10 blocks of people? Because I was asked this, and I told them I have no idea.
Department of Natural Resources. That,
Okay.
the Department of Natural Resources handles the violations of markings that are not placed by the utility.
Okay. Well, I
So
guess-
if someone goes to do the excavation, they have a dig ticket, they say they're gonna dig on February 10th,
Right.
if they get to the site, through training, they tell you, you don't dig. If you have an idea that there might be a utility there, you want to contact the utility first.
Okay.
And then you proceed from there. If they dig, the marks aren't there, that's a violation, you would contact the Department of Natural Resources. And he does show up.
Okay, I just want to, I hope y'all listening, because I'm still confused. All right, thank you, man.
Anyone else?
I still don't know. You understood? Somebody gonna
I have a question, Chairman. Chairman, I have a question. Back to the common neuter, because we put that in about 3 years ago, and you said that like one of the pins sheared?
Yeah, inside the motor. The SCADA system indicated that the motor was running. So it's about a unit about this high.
Right.
The motor's on the top, there's spindles or cutters on the bottom shaft.
I guess my bigger question is.
And that's what, it turns it, that's
Is
what
it
turns it.
under warranty? Can it be fixed, and is it under warranty?
So the warranty was a 1-year parts and labor warranty. There is a 5-year labor warranty. So the labor, we would think is gonna be covered. The assessment on the unit, we would be purchasing the parts.
You don't have a figure yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Step. I have no action items, and I have updates in my report that I'm open to answer questions you may have.
So please check on that, Tim, with that road, it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I made a note of that, Step.
All right, there'll be nothing.
Recreation Committee.
Thank you, Chair Lady. We will call the Recreation Committee to order. There is a quorum present. First up will be the Recreation Director, Brian Borrell.
Good evening, everyone. To touch base with Katie's committee real quick, on West 7th Street Park, Mrs. Zora Proctor's project of donations, we have bought 2 picnic tables so far. There's some other things we're gonna have done out there. We're gonna do some stuff to the planters and put some mulch out there and stuff. So she has some plans for it. Just letting you know where the money's going so far. We're gonna be out there trimming trees and some other things. Probably adding some dirt as well. If you have not been at the park at Tony Robichaux Complex, Old Glory is flying again. And I want to thank the city council and the mayor for allowing us to purchase that flag. It was rather expensive, but it's beautiful. So if you get a chance, go out there and look at it. Go look at my Facebook page, it's on there. The City League registration is still on the way until February the 15th. That's for our baseball and softball registration. Right now, we have about 300 players registered, both boys and girls mix, I guess. That's the 300 total. The registration will close in 5 days, so I want to remind everyone. I did go on the Barry Primo morning radio talk show. He allowed me to go on it and promoting our league registration, as well as other events that's happening at Martin Luther King and as well as at the Tony Robichaux Complex. Just staying with our league player evaluations for the City League will be on February the 21st. That's when we evaluate the players that come out and play. We match them up by number. Y'all familiar with that, I guess. And draft start on February the 25th and 26th. We'll set the teams together and we'll begin practice on March the 9th. And baseball day is still scheduled, I think I told y'all before, on March 28th. We have our first 2D tournament this weekend. I understand it's going to be a good one. I think we'll have a lot of teams coming in, so we'll have a lot of visitors coming into Crowley this weekend. I'd like to invite everyone to come out and watch some games. Our junior high baseball and softball is coming down to the wire. We have pretty good competition going on out there. We have softball players. We were talking about Iowa in softball the other day. Me and Miss Kitty earlier. So there's a lot of competition. The last playing date on that is March the 6th with, it ends with playoffs. We have a little playoff system at the end. So we have a little playoff system. High school baseball has started around the state, and we did have one at Miller Stadium last night between Notre Dame and Kinder. I was there watching some of it. They were in the 5th inning. It was pretty close. I don't know how it ended because I went back to the other parks and watched those games again. But it was close. Had good attendance as well. So Miller Stadium is being utilized once again. I ran around the whole entire complex last night watching games. And it was just great to see people out there watching baseball again. You know, it's been pretty empty. We had soccer and all that, but we had some days there was nothing going on. You know, you see a dad and a kid playing baseball or something. That was about it. So it was good to see it back utilizing. Our basketball season is still on the way at the Rice Festival building. It's been going really well. And I say that, I haven't heard many complaints. So I guess that's how we measure how well it's going. That league ends on February 26th. The Martin Luther King Center is still having skating on Monday evenings and open to the public on other days and evenings for activities. Sustainability did some repairs around Miller Home Plate, and my employees repaired a spot on the pitching mound that had a little tear in it, so we replaced that. We had to cut some stuff out and replace it. That's just a temporary fix. I'd like to come later and just take the whole carpet off that mound, save money, so we have to buy another mound. I heard they're rather expensive. We'll put some more carpet down. They also did some work, since sustainability did some work on Field 2, and that's the second high school field, the old girls ballpark. So we have a lot of traffic in both those two fields at Miller and the second. So they repaired the pitching mound there and around home plate. We'll also be doing some upgrades coming up in the infield at Miller. it's gonna bring an upgrade and make the playing surface, better, even better. So, it hadn't been done in a while, so they're gonna come out there. I think they're using some of that, kitty money, bucket money, y'all call it, in there, so they're gonna use that. So we don't have to come out with any money. Any questions for me? Go ahead. Yes, sir. It's called a walking track.
I don't care, man, if you gotta get a bulldozer.
I need Wes's little,
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not know how to drive a bulldozer.
that's not a bulldozer, you get that little,
All you gotta do is turn left, keep it going left. All right, well, listen, if we can get that done, right in the middle of the field.
Yes, sir.
We like to grade that off, because we're gonna be playing, football and kickball right there. Right. Now, on the baseball field, or softball field, what it's called, if we can, just like you got it now with the dirt around the bases, we would love that. Now, I can believe that those pictures, I'm talking about the young lady, what is it, 43 feet?
Most of them are 60 feet.
No, I'm talking about from middle school, what happened?
There is 60 foot,
No, from the plate to,
43 feet.
okay, 43, okay. Well, God bless the little picture that ball went everywhere but across the plate.
It happens.
Well, it is. I mean, listen, and I fought the coaches for that. Coaches said, well, since they're gonna walk, you got this whole, put your belt on your shoulder. I left for about 10 minutes, I came back, scored 10-0. Nobody's throwing the bat. I think that's wrong. Y'all need, look, you a professional, umpire and all that other stuff. They need to change that. The kids ain't gonna never learn to play. If they
Well, they should be telling them about throwing their bat now. I'm gonna have to go out there and observe that. They should be telling them not to throw their bat. Oh, swing, oh, no.
in other words,
They're worried about not getting hit, sir. That's what they're worried about.
no, man, I heard the coach say, don't swing at nothing, she gonna walk you.
Oh,
Coach told
Lord.
the players, don't swing.
That's her that was her strategy?
That was a hell of a strategy, because like I said, it was 10-0.
I watched some of those. I watched some of those too. I'll have to get with the mayor when the budget comes up and get that walking track put in there in that football field. I'm serious. That would be a nice little spot to have one. Little football field.
You still got some of that road, whatever, that road rehab, whatever y'all call it?
Yeah, road
Man,
rehab.
I tell people to get a bulldozer and skin it. I tell you what, I'll go kill the grass.
Skid steering. That's the word I was looking for.
Cause listen, they asking me about that. I'm pretty sure you too.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be water.
Cause it'd be a good thing, we about to start, having, games out there and whatever. Man, I can tell who operated. Look, give it to me, I may not be straight, but I operate.
Well, we'll work on that.
Yeah,
And listen, sometimes the skate, the chief will tell you, some of the older kids, they don't wanna skate, and they wanna play basketball. Okay, football is out, that's a wrap right there. Is there any way, we could, now chief, we probably have to make the skating a little small, you know what I'm saying?
But you wouldn't want to do it on Monday nights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about some of the kids are there, they bring in their cousins or whatever to skate.
Right.
But they just be sitting there doing nothing, okay? And they just ask, can they just play, just under one goal?
Yeah. But you still worry about somebody getting hit with a basketball.
But I told them all that.
Yeah. I'd be afraid of that. Maybe you could do so many hours of skating and go back to basketball so many hours, or 45 minutes for basketball. I'll get with Brian, see if we can work on something. Yeah.
Because I kept telling them it's an insurance thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You don't want nobody injured out there.
Thank you, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. One last thing before I step away, we did have mosquitoes out there last night. So Albert is right, but they're not that bad. They're coming from the back parks had them, the front parks did not. There was a few mingling around the back parks, but they're starting to creep on us. So just be aware, we're gonna be spraying too as soon as Albert gives it a go ahead.
before you walk away with
Yes,
that
sir.
folder, would you please announce one more time, what's the registration date
yes.
ends?
Our city registration for our city league for baseball and softball ends February the 15th.
February 15th.
Yes.
So please
And
listen.
I'd like to announce too, If you don't know how to do it on the computer, we still take registrations at our office. Don't, you know, and if you have a hard time getting someone the fees, let us know. We got people that'll donate money. We want our kids to be out there, you know. So I'll work hard to get donations, to get I haven't got a chance to do a lot of that, but I got some people that'll step up for me and get some money, get somebody's kid registered. All right?
Thank you,
That's
Brian.
February the 15th.
February 15th.
Right.
Registration ends.
Thank you all,
Brian.
appreciate it.
Next up, City Engineer Tim Mater.
All right, Chuck, so I have an action item of a Recreation Committee. If you'll turn to page 19 of my report, we have a due date of February 28th to submit an application for the Louisiana Government Assistance Program, better known as LGAP, for fiscal year 25-26. And the mayor proposes, well, let me go and say a little bit more about the program itself. Is municipalities classified as cities can apply for up to $50,000 for improvements to infrastructure or equipment. What happens is a maximum allocation is made available to a parish, and then that maximum is divided up into the municipalities in that parish. In the past, even though we've always applied for the max, usually we get about half that, because that's all that's in the kitty that comes from the state. So we're going to, if the council so chooses, we would adopt a resolution authorizing the purpose this year to I want to make sure I get this straight. We're going to apply for a grant for historic Miller Stadium grandstand improvements, which would, as my report says, the mayor would like to address new cooling fans, bleacher repairs, painting, electrical upgrades. It depends on how much money we get and how much the city would like to match that with. So what I'm asking you to do is consider that resolution. It should be in your packet, to authorize the grant application for an LGAP grant for historic Miller Stadium grandstands improvements.
Okay, so we have a resolution authorizing a grant application under the Louisiana Government Assistance Program for historic Miller Stadium grandstand improvements. And I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, well, we'll move that forward. Anything else?
That's all I have, thanks.
Thank you. You surprised me. I never heard you talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I hope you're okay with that surprise.
All right, no discussion items, so Recreation Committee will rest.
Thank you, Chuck. Next, we'll have zoning and annexation. Chairperson Sammy Reggie.
Thank you, Madam. And I'll start with Mr. Tim Mater. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to be seen. Yes, I have one action item under zoning and annexation that's on page 17, and this is partial payment estimate number 3 to Cody Construction for the drainage improvements going on for Lawrence Acres and VFW Drive in the estimated amount of $224,341.43.
Offered by Mr. Martin. And Ms. Sandy the second. Any discussion? Miss, how you do? Is it working? It may.
I live in Lawrence Acres.
Yes, ma'am.
1 block away from the VFW Drive. Should I be seeing equipment and vehicles doing repair work out there?
They were doing repair work for the,
For the drainage improvement?
yes,
What are they doing?
that was a few months ago.
No, they got something going on back there now. It's got a big dirt pile.
I haven't been back there to see.
Where is it happening, I guess is what I'm asking. I know I've been kind of sidelined with stuff going on in my family, but I don't remember seeing anything. So what are they doing back there in the way of drainage improvements?
It's on the, oh, I'm sorry. It's on the north side of the fence,
Of that,
the big long
plank
fence.
fence?
That, right.
Okay, thank you, that answered it.
So,
They're down where the H&M has their future home.
Yes,
They're working in the back there, right behind that H&M property. They've got a big old mound of dirt. I try to walk there in the mornings and see if they're doing something, so hopefully you don't see trucks in front of your house.
oh, I haven't seen anything, that's why I was asking, what are they doing with Lawrence Acres and the drive back there? Okay, thank you.
yes,
Appreciate it.
ma'am.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
That's all I have, thanks.
All righty. And I have no discussion items. Anything for zoning and annexation? I will recess.
Thank you, Sammy. Next, we'll have Public Safety Committee. Brad Core, chairperson.
Thank you. I'd like to open the Public Safety Committee. We have a quorum present with all members in attendance. First, we go to reports by Chief of Police Troy Hebert.
The month of January, officers answered 732 calls. They issued 61 traffic violations and in TED violations, 480. We made 78 arrests. The arrests are kind of high on domestic violence. We've been getting a lot of that lately. And I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we have seen a big increase in domestic violence. Hopefully that pattern doesn't continue. Our burglaries are low. Definitely lower than compared to last year. And our thefts are actually down a little bit also. So going into the year, it's looking pretty good so far. Are there any questions?
Questions for Chief?
Yeah, I just have a quick one.
Alderman Marks has a question, Chief.
How are the cameras, crime cameras going?
Cameras are going great. After the conference we went to last week, I stopped off in Baton Rouge at the Surplus, and I purchased a light tower. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to go to the barn and rip the motor. It come with a bad motor, so I'm going to try to gut the inside and start building out one for that trailer also. And then when Alderman Core has a little bit of time, we're gonna start on the second one too. He's our welder, so he's gonna be welding.
He's a good welder.
And then we got a painter here in the audience too that's gonna help. A bunch of us gonna jump on it and get it done.
And I want to thank you. I know that's been really effective to bring crime down or to get it on the radar that you all know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what we're able to do with the cameras. You know, it really is. We're catching them all the time. You know, we just can't put them up fast enough. Unfortunately, I want them all up today, but it doesn't work that way. But they really are making a difference. You know, all our shootings are being solved by they give us enough, even though they don't commit the crime in front of the camera. Sometimes we get enough leads to go off of that. And to be able to make those arrests, and hats off to my guys. They work really hard at running all that stuff down and putting it together. They definitely getting a good grip on things, on who all the bad guys are, who hangs around with who. So I'm very impressed by the way they've been working lately.
Chief, can you give us or enlighten us on the law regarding small motorized scooters or the two-wheel, like they used to call them a razor, but now they're electrically operated. A lot of juveniles, children are in our city streets.
So they changed those laws multiple times, and it's very confusing. I mean, to be able to quote you exactly, I'd have to go back and read each ordinance on each scooter, but it kind of goes by miles per hour. It goes by seat. So now you have those little stand-up scooters.
That's what I was referring
They
to.
stand up on them.
Yes.
And some of that's regulated by speed and stuff like that. I don't think it covers those yet. we possibly could put a city ordinance in place that would cover that, you know, but, most of those speeds are like 25 miles an hour, and it goes by CCs, and it's very confusing. It's
You know, a lot of
confusing
these
for
are
us too.
electric operated, so, you know, it's hard to.
Yeah,
it's a
but,
whole
right,
different
so
size,
before
I
it
know
was
what
off
you're
the
saying.
motors, when those scooters come about, they passed legislation and banned some, and they worded it just careful enough to pass it. Then they come out with the motorized bicycles, so they passed some CC laws on the motor. When now the electric bicycles are coming out, I'm really not sure what the statute is on that yet. But,
And
any kind of motorized bicycle, I think, is required to have a helmet and a driver's license. But now these other scooters aren't necessarily bicycles.
Right.
They're just electric scooters. So, I don't think anything yet is on the books, but I'll double check to make sure.
And
Maybe
for
be able to
instance,
answer that for the,
and obeying traffic signals, a lot of them just.
yeah,
blow
no
right-
matter what you're on, you should be obeying the, regardless if you, on a scooter or not, you definitely should be watching for all the, obeying all the roads if you do have it on there, absolutely.
Just trying to be preventative before some
Yeah.
children get injured.
Yeah, we have been seeing a few of them out there.
And I've even seen adults on them,
On
probably
'em
going 30
also.
miles an hour with a small child.
Yeah.
Riding on it with the little two-wheel scooter. Step?
So Chief, I guess getting into, not giving too much up, but, what you propose, like to give them a warning or what have you about these things? Cause somebody gonna get killed on those things, man. First of all, I remember riding a scooter, you turn that
So
wheel too sharp.
we have been issuing a lot. When I took office, there was 50, 60 of them things everywhere. We enforced the laws that were on the books, we got them down. Now they only have just a very small handful of the motorized bicycles that are still riding around, you know, because they have to have a driver's license, a helmet, and different safety features. So that's what the guys really look for, something like that. Or
Wait, a kid gotta have a driver's license?
on a motorized bicycle, yes, absolutely. You know,
Kid gets a driver's license.
he has to be of age. He can't be a kid. That's on the little bicycles with the motors on them. Yes, they have to have a driver's license. A kid can't operate one on the roadway. So that's why I said that the little bitty scooters, that's something new. I'd really have to research the law to make sure it applied. I don't think it does, but I'd have to look to make sure.
Well, thank you, Chief. If you could look into that, we'd appreciate it.
I will. I'll let you know something maybe
Thank
in
you.
the next meeting.
Any other questions for Chief? Okay, then we'll move on to our Fire Chief Luis Romero's report, and I think Chief Romero is absent. Next, we'll move on to City Inspector Marty DeRussell.
Good evening. If you'll notice, if you looked at my report, the top of the very first page says December. This is January. I just noticed when I was sitting here a little bit ago, I was like, oh, I didn't change that. But this is current, so you do have the accurate and current report. In animal control, it's been a great last 2 months for animal control. We'll get into that in just a minute. But we had 13 calls for dead animals, 7 calls for loose cats, 16 calls for loose dogs, no animal bite investigations, 1 call concerning a wildlife issue, no animal cruelty complaints, 5 calls for cat traps. We still do have a wait list for that, but it is going down. We had no reason to seize any animals. We had 1 animal which was treated by a local vet for injury or sickness. And our shelter has availability for the first time in 4 months. That's a big deal.
Wow.
Dogs. We took in 6 dogs, and we either had reclaimed or rehomed 13. We have 11 in the shelter. We took in 5 cats. We reunited or rehomed 2. We currently have 5 in the shelter. And we took in our first ever rabbit. And it wasn't a Peter Cottontail bunny. It was a Flemish giant breed, which is as big as this podium here. It was massive. And I found out just yesterday, after I'd sent the report, that it met its 5-day obligation to stay with us before it could become adoptable. And Tamika at City Hall actually adopted it and took this big giant 12-pound rabbit home with her. And so it's running around in her home, so y'all just pray for her with
Yes.
that. Well, that was discussed, but Tamika saved the rabbit in time. There were 2 citations issued by our animal control officers, a total of 6 charges. The last couple of months, our animal control guys have been working really hard. They've been doing a really good job of keeping the shelter clean. They've made some repairs. They've had some great ideas to improve the shelter. They've done some really good things. But one of the biggest things we did is we reunited a relationship with a couple of volunteers that have really helped us to get these dogs out of the shelter and into a home, even so far as to rehome a dog all the way to Michigan. So they have contacts all over the U.S., and so they come in a couple of times a week, spend some time with the dog. What they do for us that our guys just really don't have the time to do is when they spend time with these dogs, they get a temperament determination. They create a list of what the dog likes, how the dog responds to other animals, all these incredible things about the dog, so that when they reach out to these other shelters, hey, we have a pit mix that has these characteristics. Oh, we have somebody looking for one. And so they do a really, really good job. And so we're very grateful for them. Moving on to the code enforcement side, we sent 4 notices for tall grass. 5 yards were cut by the city. We sent out 2 notices for trash and rubbish, 3 notices for abandoned vehicles. We issued 5 demolition permits. Those are private permits, and we, the city, demolished 10 houses. We sent out 8 notices for uninhabitable. That's probably going to be a recurring number, 7 to 10 monthly you should start seeing. And then our smoke test on the private leak side, 14 of 26 properties have made repair. We have 8 letters that were returned unclaimed. 8 were received with no action by the homeowner. We did meet again last week. Myself, our city attorney, our city engineer, and Tim Crater, to try to figure out, next step is turning over these people that are non-compliant to the city attorney. He sends a letter, then we have to wait. And so we brainstormed, and what we're doing is we're getting some door hangers printed. And code enforcement, when we get, after 30 days, when we get a return, a letter returned for non-receipt, we're gonna turn around and go put a door hanger on it. Maybe the residents aren't home to get that letter when it's trying to be delivered, so we're gonna put something pretty plain and obvious on their door so that they know they need to contact the city, which will give them another 15 days. If they don't, after that 15-day time period, then we'll turn it over to the city attorney, who will then send a certified letter to get the legal action rolling with that, to help us to mitigate the DEQ compliance order. Sure.
Everybody knows Marty. They know Marty. Marty go out and play to help everybody. If you're gonna leave those little tags, take a picture of it.
Yes.
I mean, enough where you can get the front of the house and let them see. I hope your tags be bright orange or something. If they say, if they don't see that, change on. But take a picture. We have a problem with that dog leaves in. For the tag, if we was opening up a gas line, they just say if she didn't have one, well, they just say she got a new house right now.
Well, we do, so we send a picture in the certified letter, we send a picture of the area of leak. Sometimes, in most cases, it's just a broken cap, clean out cap. Then when they repair it, they notify us. We go out and take another picture. All those pictures are kept in that file for that address, and we are going to add pictures of the door hangers to that file to let them know. Really, it's to show DEQ we're going above and beyond what's expected to make sure we try to fix this problem. It's just sometimes it's out of our hands. Right, correct. You're welcome. On page 2, flood management provided base flood elevation and flood zone information for 2 properties in the city. Permits, we had 26 total that were issued, 5 in the new construction. Festival Drive has really been ramping up. I think they're in the final phase of build out, so you should not see very many vacant lots in that subdivision for very much longer. We had 6 building permits, various building permits authorized, 12 electrical, 1 gas, and the 5 demos that were mentioned earlier. Planning and zoning provided information on zoning confirmation for 1 property, and stormwater management, we conducted our monthly outfall inspections. Any questions?
Marty, on the flood management, would you provide the base flood elevation data? Other than the FEMA flood maps, anything else that's provided to those individuals who are requesting?
So no, we go off of the FEMA flood map. So if they ask for a hard document, I'll print the permit from the FEMA website. And of course, you know that the BFE is always +1 elevation.
Right.
And so we'll give them that and let them know, hey, you may be at the 20-foot minimum, but you still got to go +1. And so it's not very often they request. A lot of times it's a phone call where they're just saying, hey, can you verify this? And I'll share with them, hey, this is where I'm getting it. This is where I'm getting the information from the FEMA website. So does that answer your question?
I see. Yes, it sure does. And also, can you just give a brief update on some of the ordinances you've been working on, you and I both together, and our city attorney?
Yeah, we've been doing quite a bit. So we're trying to really put some teeth into the junk vehicle and junk property things when it comes to old appliances and things like that. Current ordinances, they give more leeway to the resident over the enforcement side. So we're trying to revamp that. We are looking into some of the travel ways for the 18-wheelers, some of the parking requirements for tow yards and mechanic yards, where they will sometimes park cars they're not working on in a right-of-way or partially on a roadway. We're trying to revamp some of those ordinances to restrict that, to make sure that we do have safe roads for everyone to travel on. I know you guys were all in a discussion about the 18-wheeler stuff.
Yes.
That has been, it's been about a week, I guess, now that we've been discussing that. I've ridden in that route. I do it every day when I come in, and I try to take a different avenue when I leave every day. And there's no good way, to be honest with you. So we'll have to get really creative and see what we can do in regards to that. Did I miss anything?
I think he covered.
Yes, it's a good bit. It's a good bit.
With all this that you've reported, you know, I want to point out that you are also doing a lot of research, and really a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, go ahead, Step.
Chief, you know, instead of, Chief, instead of going to these stores or what have you, to find out when they gonna deliver, Marty, I don't know how y'all would do it, call these businesses and let them know that they have to call the Crowley Police Department to let them know when they coming into our town. Just a FYI, that's way right here. Let's say if they delivering from New Orleans or what have you, and they coming into Crowley, they have to call with that 18-wheeler to let them know, okay, look, I'll be in Crowley at such and such a time. I mean, I think that would eliminate a lot of time.
Yeah, and yeah, so
Brad, what you
the
think?
sheer amount of vehicles that are coming in and out, 18-wheelers, it would be really hard to keep pace with that.
Yeah,
And-
but
and
at
as
least you know that they're coming in town.
Right. As much as I hate to pass the buck, Mr. Martin, I will pass the buck, Chief. That's a moving violation kind of thing, and so that's not a code enforcement
That's why
thing.
you make
I'm
the
happy to
big
help how I can, but I have to push on this one.
I could put them, Ted, instead of, out there kind of doing that, we can push them on 18-wheelers, I mean, the volume of numbers might not be there, so the expense would be really high, but I have no problems doing that if y'all agree for the funding.
Chief, for instance, if one of the officers sees a trailer, 18-wheeler tractor trailer in a residential area, for instance, and can they stop them and just ask them, where are you going? Are you making a delivery? If they can confirm that they're making a
Yeah, they
delivery.
normally do. When they see them, in residential neighborhoods, they'll stop 'em.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It could be a little bit more proactive, and if they have, I'm going to Step Martin's house to deliver some lumber with an
And
okay.
the longer you work, the more you can't, they may not stop every truck because they've been doing it so long, they understand, hey, look, that's a Coke truck.
Right.
Every one of them goes to every little store, mom and pop store they
Right.
have over here to deliver goods, so they may not pull that truck over, knowing that he's making deliveries in Crowley. Now, yes, if you see a truck with pipes on it, of course, you know.
Right, as Chuck
Yeah,
was
that's
mentioning.
kinda obvious, but some of these things aren't so obvious, you know, and,
Right, but the ones that appear not to be making a delivery are
yes.
a tractor, just the tractor itself that's operating in a residential area with no trailer. Obviously, they're probably going to a residence.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our guys are, you know, busy. Like I said, we had 700 something calls, you know, I mean, it's not like we, have a
No, I
lot of
understand.
downtime.
But we do need to
You know,
make an effort to keep our streets preserved and
Yeah, no, I
prevent them
mean,
from being
look,
damaged.
I don't want
along
you to
with our
think we're
medians.
just not looking at it, of course not, you know, that's not the case at all. When we come across it, we get it, but, you know, there's a lot of it. Just like, you know, the shootings, there's a lot of it. You know, we have to focus, you know, we focus on everything.
Yes.
Right, can I ask one? I'm about to tell on myself on this one.
Okay, Step.
All right, how about a bus traveling through the city? Because once a month, we have for the nonprofit, it's HOTAR, whatever they call themselves. What's the ruling on that, Chief?
Charter bus?
Yeah,
They're picking up individuals
Yeah.
in the city.
It depends on the wheel capacity, you know, like the size of the,
well, it's always the 65 passenger, I think. It's the big one. So what should we tell these people? Meet you on I-10 or what?
yeah, ideally, you'd want to meet them maybe uptown by maybe the old, by the old Walmart or something. That would probably be a good area.
Well, I need to know because, if I'm not mistaken, they're doing it Saturday.
Yeah, I would, you can get with maybe the school board and see if they'd give you permission to be able to park on their lot. Warbin has a place there too, but I mean, I know he has a lot of, U-Haul vehicles there, so I'm not sure if he would allow it.
Because at one time, that's where they
You
used to
have
pick up
Walmart,
at
but
PJ's.
you'd have to ask them, you know, and get permission, but yeah, that'd be ideal to do it over there.
So what you're saying is, what should I tell the driver for this weekend?
The driver should know where he should be passing and not passing.
No, but Chief, they've been doing this for years. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm trying to regulate or deregulate or whatever.
Anywhere along the truck route is where he wants to pick up at.
Okay, well, the route that he take is down Northern, Western, in front of Carcass, and hightail it out of here.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a truck route in front of Corcus.
That's what I'm asking, man, because, we don't want, I mean, they on a time, what you got? Same place, by Corpus. Because when I
It
leave
could-
from here tonight, I'm gonna make a phone call.
I don't know how it would be interpreted, picking up and dropping off.
Well, that's what I was getting at. The ordinance allows for the delivery and pickup of goods, you know, I don't think it says actually individuals, but it could, I guess it could be applied that if you go into one particular
Right.
area, like let's say they would meet at the MLK or in front of the MLK scene.
Right.
And then that would be a direct route and then off
That'd
to-
be up to more or less a prosecutor. I'm not saying my guys would or wouldn't do it, you know, that would be up to them whether or not they
No,
would
it's up to
issue
you.
the citation. Well, yeah, but you know, we do give officer discretion if they wanna, you know, if they pull somebody over and they do have.
City attorney, you have any suggestions on?
They do, it kinda would fall on the prosecutor whether or not he's gonna prosecute that.
I mean, I don't think the intent of our ordinance is to stop bus traffic.
okay, I just wanna make sure.
It's larger vehicles.
Right.
You know, and look, there's been a lot of discussion about the issue. I think the main issue is 18-wheelers. So, Coke truck making a delivery to a grocery store, or a little refrigerated truck delivering lettuce to Super One. I don't think anybody's losing a whole lot of sleep over that. But, you know, when you have,
Most of them, the Coke trucks are big trucks. They're big 18-wheelers with big box
well,
trailers.
big 18-wheelers are a problem, I think, for most people. I mean, somebody mentioned, you know, trucks going all the way down Sixth Street, all the way to Western. I mean, 18-wheelers shouldn't be traveling all the way down, I mean, that's all residential
That's all.
properties. And that's, I think, the bigger problem.
Yes.
You know, both in terms of tearing up residential streets and, you know, literally disturbing residents, you know. I think That's not what it's, that's more what the ordinance is intended to regulate.
And their routes. Thank you, Mike.
I mean, you also have like schools off of 15th Street that they may go down Weston to get to. I mean, you do have a lot of businesses all around, schools, different things too, that they go and unload. So I mean, some of that, you know,
In
like I
addition-
said, you won't know till you pull them over and see where they're going.
Yeah, in addition to school buses, you know, so I think like Mike was ending, I think the big emphasis is 18-wheeler tractor or tractor and tractor trailers. All right. Anything, thank you, Marty. All right, next we have no action items, and if there are no other items to come before the committee, then we recess.
Thank you, Brad. Next, we hear from Public Buildings Committee Chair, Mr. Byron Wilrich.
Public Buildings Committee, we had a quorum under action items to approve partial payment number 15 for Parks and Pavilion Project to Prestigious Construction Group LLC in the amount of $173,479.26. And I so move.
Am I on that committee?
No.
Oh, good name. All right.
It's moved by me, second by Mr. Sammy Reggie. All in favor? Nays, you have the same right. Motion carried, and I so move. There being no further discussion come before public buildings, we recess.
Mr. Byron. Next, we'll hear Insurance and Personnel Committee. We do have a quorum. At this time, there's no reports or action items, or is there any discussion for Insurance and Personnel? Any discussion from anyone? If not, the committee rests. Next, we'll have Finance and Revenue. Chairperson Dicky Lachele.
Thank you. The Revenue Finance Committee comes to order. We have a quorum present. Under reports, we have none. Under action items, we have none. We have no discussion items. Anything else before the committee? If none, we will adjourn.
Thank you very much, and that's a wrap.